Kail Lowry was on her Coffee Convos podcast today, and she talked about a couple of things that were rather interesting to me, and I thought they would be interesting to you as well. I did a dedicated video on this for my channel members that you guys could check out, or hopefully you've already checked out, I don't know. But I want to talk about it here as well. Okay, so there were conversations surrounding her jawline. So she does not like her chin area, right? She's already had liposuction in the area in the past, but she still struggles with having a double chin. And so now she's talking about the cosmetic intervention that she's going to have to take care of that. And then she gets into her body image and how she feels about her daughter's body and how she hopes that her daughter doesn't turn out to be built like her. We're going to get into all that. Okay. I got the audio right here. Let's go ahead and take a listen. Make sure to let me know what you think about what's going on in the live chat. I'll bring your comments up. If you're part of my playback posse, we'll talk in the comment section afterwards. Okay.
Just for, I'm getting my eyebrows done in 18 months.
Facials, massages. Actually, I haven't had my eyebrows done in a long time either. And I texted Chris the other day and I was like, I need to have my brows done.
Yeah. I need brows, Dysport. I'm getting my neck. I'm getting my neck chopped off in 2 weeks, so I'm like sort of waiting to get Botox until after that. But she did say that my Lux and Creed tattoo might move, like where you can't see it anymore. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. But I'm really excited to have a snatched jawline because, like, what's weird, when I sit up straight, I don't really have a double chin, right? But it's the angles that I always have a double chin. Like sometimes I have three.
But did they say when you went to your consult for that? Because I do know, I used to have a friend that had a double chin, like absolutely beautiful girl, and she had it and her mom had it, and they said it's like a hereditary thing.
Mine is too. It's hereditary. It's just skin. Because I asked for it to be lipoed and they were like, there's no fat here. It's just skin.
Oh, wow. So when you do the surgery, it will remove it completely.
Yeah.
But will it come back?
There's probably always a risk, but based on what she said, I'm seeing Dr. Tina Ho in Philadelphia. She said that like there's a chance I could need another one in 20 years.
So you'll get rid of it for 20 years.
Hopefully in 20 years, I'll be taking a dirt nap anyway. So
I would, in 20 years, your youngest children will
be 22 years old.
22 years old.
Yeah, but
that's only 53, you psychopath.
I know, but like I'm worth more to them dead than I am alive. So it would honestly only benefit them.
You know what? Somebody recently told me that.
So there you go. So that's the first half of the conversation that I wanted to share with you guys, right? So she wants to get her neck area chopped off, whatever. Have at it. But there's something that she says repeatedly, especially in her podcast with Lindsay, which is that she's hoping to pass away in the next 20 years. And so I love how Lindsay gently brought it up to her. Kail, in 20 years, won't your youngest children only be like 21 years old or something like that? To which Kail responds, yeah, but I'm worth more to them dead than alive. There's something so morbid about that, right? Bringing children into this world. And Kail still talks about wanting to have more children, right? So bringing children into this world, wanting to bring more. And then you're hoping to pass away before these people are able to have like a real footing into adulthood, right? You're technically an adult at like 20, 21 years old or whatever, but you don't have a real solid footing in adulthood yet. And you still have a certain need for your parents and whatnot. So there's just something about that is so grim and so odd. Like, I just, she says it like it's like this funny, cute, quirky thing, but there's something very wrong with that. There's something very alarming about that. I feel like I don't have the words for what exactly that is, but it's very like, I think she should talk to somebody about this, right? Like, how do you guys feel about that? What would you describe that as? Like, and then the idea, it's all about money only, right? So this is Kail's excuse for why she's having all these kids by all these random men, unstable households, left, right, broken, blah, blah, blah. Well, I have money, so it's fine, right? So same thing here. I want to kick the bucket in 20 years. My kids will still need me. They'll still be very young, but I'll leave them money. Like for her, it's just so long as you have money, trauma doesn't exist, apparently, right? Like nothing else matters. And it's so sad to me. I guess maybe it's because she grew up in extreme poverty and extreme uncertainty that money might be her holy grail, but like it feels like she's missing out on a lot of these other things that are important in life and, especially to her children. And I don't know, just something about it is so unnerving, like just so weird, right? I don't get it. You know, just to be casually bragging about this, like, it's so crazy to me. I don't know. Like, I don't get it, but it creeps me out every time she does it. And she does it, like, you know, often enough, you guys. And, you know, it's funny to me because very recently she was on, what was she doing? She was on TikTok. Wasn't she on TikTok crying about how, like, this was her exact word. She was talking about how she has been mutilating herself with surgeries, right? So we already know she did get liposuction here in the past. She's gotten 2 tummy tucks, 2 rounds of lipo, 360. She's gotten a BBL. She gets dye sport. She gets filler. She gets a lot of things done, right? Maybe she even gets threads. I don't know. And then she was crying after her second round of mommy makeover about how she keeps on mutilating herself. So to me, like, that cry was like a whole, oh, okay, like, I need to stop. I have kids to live for. I got to, you know, like, set a different example for them or something. So now to hear that she's still in this kind of like wavelength of wanting to get things done, and just, I don't know, something about it is so strange. Well, what was that TikTok for then? Was it just for attention? Like, did you mean that stuff? Like, I don't know. Very weird. Shelby says the fact she brings up money and not nurture and love speaks volumes about why she's so miserable. And that's what I think it is too. Like, something like from a warmth perspective is missing, because again, like, the idea that you want to leave your children's lives so early when they're only 20 years old, and you think it's okay, like, who cares? Like, you know, I'm leaving them money. That's worth more to them than my presence. Like, it makes you want to cry, you guys. Like, you know, I can't even lie. It makes you want to cry because there's something so freaking sad about that. Why doesn't she think that her presence, her love, her energy, her attention is worth anything? Margarita. Ooh, I love this. Margarita Rodriguez. I love this. Something is wrong with her. I pray to see my children become adults and to see my grandchildren. Exactly, right? Like, why would you bring people into this world and then try to, like, leave, you know, in the hopes of leaving this world so early in their lives? You know, like, I'm sure her children would want her to be there for, I don't know, when they buy their first homes, when they, you know, get married, when they have kids, when, like, all these, like, big life moments and stuff, right? And, you know, it's, who cares? It's basically, F them kids, I'm leaving them money, like, shut up, you'll be fine. Like, that's insane to me, right? Winnie the Cat says Kail has a flair, always had a flair for being self-absorbed, and that's what it feels like. It really does, right? And I agree, Minnie. It's extremely selfish. It's extremely sad. She sounds so detached from these children, to be honest with you. Melissa says, I should hope her baby girl doesn't have, oh yeah, she should hope her baby girl doesn't have PCOS. That's the reason she has a problem with her weight. And oh, just you wait until we get to that part, because I have that audio queued up and ready to go, because, you know, they're already starting to dissect her daughter's body. And I was like, how old is this girl? Like, hang on, let me show you a picture of her daughter. This is the child whose body we are dissecting, right? Strange. Very, very strange. I don't even know what to say sometimes when it comes to her, you know, like, there's just a lot of underlying sadness with Kail. Like, I would venture to say that it actually sounds like, you know, yeah, Brie, like a cry for help. It sounds like she's very deeply depressed, and that money hasn't fulfilled her, but she still doesn't know how to separate her value from money. And that is a very, very, very sad thing. And it's just, I don't know, something about it is just so freaking sad. Truly, truly sad. And Brie had another comment that I had bookmarked earlier that I thought was a really great comment. Double chins are so normal. I wish people would do the work to learn to really, truly love themselves. Exactly. Exactly. You know, who cares if you have a double chin? Who cares if you've got pimples? Who cares if you got wrinkles? Who cares if you got this, if you've got that? Like, it's just part of, you know, being human, right? Really sad, right? And you guys are talking about her getting the Kardashian. Listen, that Kardashian thing is such a gimmick. It's not going to do anything. Yeah, when it's like on you, you'll be snatched maybe for 30 seconds after you take it off. But as soon as, you know, as soon as like your skin settles back, it'll all go back to where it is. You know, it's just, it's all such a gimmick. But I don't know. This episode just made me so sad. This is the second time that she's been so casual about the fact she wants to die, essentially, while her kids are young. And I just, like, where's your attachment to these kids? You know, like, what is that? Very, very strange stuff. So listen, I'm going to play some more for you guys over here a little bit later in the pot. And this is the part where she talks about her daughter's body and how she hopes her daughter isn't built like her. So later on in the pod, let me set this up. Lindsay is a very thin girl. She wants me to let you guys know she's very thin, right? Like, When she walks down the street, sometimes she falls in between the cracks. That's how thin she is. You have to know that. You truly do. When she steps on a scale, the scale says, okay, like hurry up and step on. Like I don't have all day. Like there's no one on me. Like that's, how thin. So she's bragging about how she only weighed like 120 pounds at the end of her pregnancy with her son, Jackson. And then we start talking about weight. And so Kail says when she was at the end of her pregnancy with Lincoln, she was 260 pounds, right? And so it gets kind of awkward. And Lindsay's like, oh, well, you're just big bone. And then it shifts to the topic of her daughter. So take a listen to this and let me know what you think, okay?
And at 8.5 months pregnant, when I had him, was 127 pounds.
What?
Yeah.
I've never been 100. I think I was 127 pounds in the 6th grade.
That was my last weigh-in. Like when I went into the hospital, because I'd gone twice, because I'd labored twice. So the second time I went, they did like all the weighing and stuff, and 127 pounds.
The last weigh-in with Lincoln Marshall Marroquin. I'm embarrassed. Oh, wow. Last weigh-in. This is the only one I remember because it was the highest weight I've ever been. The day I gave birth, I was 260 pounds.
The day you gave birth?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but see, I don't feel like when you say, oh, well, I weigh X, Y, and Z, like, I don't feel like you look like you weigh that. Like, I personally feel like your bones are heavy.
Why did I?
You know what I mean? Like, some people have to have heavy bones.
I love her to death. She's family to me. She was like, she said it in Spanish. She was like, Valley's big bones like you. Like, I could see that.
Wait, do you think Valley is going to look like you when she gets older or no?
Here's the thing, because I have always had like body dysmorphia, like always been insecure about my height and my weight. I hope that she's not built like me. I hope that she's built more like the girls in Elijah's family, because they're all like super, like they're good height, like 5'5" or shorter, like more petite frame. I don't know. I don't want her to have the same struggles as me. She's very bow-legged though. I'll say that. She walks like, yeah, it's so funny.
Oh my God. Wait, is both twins bow-legged?
No, it's just Valley that's bow-legged.
Oh my God.
So there you go. Now it's okay. Well, I hope my daughter isn't built like me, right? So Kail still does not like her body. And she wants for her daughter's body to resemble more so her father's side of the family. So Kail's saying that, Elijah's female relatives are more petite, they're more slender, and that's what she wants for her daughter. And something about like saying that out loud, like, I get it that she just doesn't want for her daughter to suffer the way that she's suffered in life, right? But just something about saying that, when you know that there's a possibility and, or maybe you already know that she's more so looking like you or going to look like you, like something is just so like, oh my God, like, wow, I can't believe you said that on air sort of a thing. Like, I don't know, you guys, this episode, like this little part of the episode, like kind of stopped me in my tracks. I was a little bit just taken aback by some of the discussions that were being had, right? Like Valley is what, like 1 year old or something like that. Like, isn't it crazy for us as women and girls that like, our bodies are being picked apart, like almost immediately, like, it's just so sad. Again, like just so, I don't know, maybe something in the air, but it makes you really emotional. I don't know. Like again, it's like another part where you're like, oh my God, I almost want to cry for her daughter, or just like women and girls in general, that you can never just be, you can never just exist. Like there's always got to be some kind of conversation or something concerning your body. And apparently even if you're months old or a year old or whatever, like that still happens, and this is something I mentioned in my video to my channel members that I posted earlier. But it could be whether it's your skin tone, right? Like in certain cultures, or looking at your ears, or looking at your knuckles, or this or that, to try to guess like what color of skin tone you're going to have. Maybe it's the color of eyes, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. So now hearing it here, that someone is looking at their own child and being like, oh, well, hopefully you're not built like me. Someone said you were, but I hope it ain't true. I want you to look like your dad's side of the family. I don't want you like, oh my God, like I am just, wow. Like, when she was having this conversation back in the day on her TikTok about mutilating herself and how she hopes her daughter doesn't, fall into this pattern as well. It's kind of like, well, again, were you being authentic in that moment, or were you just trying to get like, views and conversation started around you, or sympathy or whatever? Because, for you to now turn around and be doing this, like, I don't know, neck lift, whatever situation and whatnot, like, these are the things, not the body itself, but the way you're seeing your mom, your role model, handling her own body and stuff. Like, I think these are the things that could contribute to her daughter eventually having those sorts of issues. You know what I mean? Like, and again, being thin does not exclude you from the struggles of body dysmorphia, body image, and stuff like that. I think, even when you're thin, you could be thin, you could be athletic, because does apply to boys and men as well. Even like a lot of like the hardcore gym rats, they suffer from very serious body dysmorphia. They'll have 6, 8, 10, 12 pack abs. They'll be so built, big shoulders, big arms, and they'll still feel like they're just like these little noodles, or that they're chubby, or this or that. Like, it discriminates against nobody, so whether your daughter is built like you or whether she's built like Elijah's side of the family, this is something that can happen anyway, and so just putting this kind of information out there, or these kinds of hopes against her body, they're not helpful at all, and you running around, getting chopped and screwed and stuff, like, that's not helpful either. Just saying. Margarita says, the way she's creating her daughter's insecurities instead of teaching her daughter to love her body from now. No, exactly. No matter what you can't control, like your height or how curvy she will be. Exactly. Like, can you imagine that? You're like listening to your mom's stuff. She's like, yeah, I hope I croak by the time she's 20. Yeah, I hope she ain't built like me. It's like, girl, calm down. What did I do to you? Like, what is this stuff? Like, that is so weird. It's so freaking weird. I truly do not have the words for it. It is so weird. Carly says, hopefully Valley does favor her mom. Kail can pull her head out of her butt and be a decent mom and show her to love herself. Exactly. Like, that is the most important thing. You have to teach self-love, to your children, no matter the size, because again, even thin girls suffer from body dysmorphia, right? Like, anybody can. Melissa says, my daughter has PCOS and that causes her a lot of problems with her weight. I would not wish that on any kid, and I hope Kail would hope that her kid doesn't have it. Oh, and I'm so sorry for your daughter, Melissa. And that's the thing, like, you should be hoping for the health of your child, not like, I hope she ain't, you know what I mean? Like, what? Like, that's so crazy to me. Acacia says, Kail really needs to learn self-love. Her daughter already looks just like her. Teach Valley self-love. And that's the thing. Like, please, that is the most important thing, and this is something I like to talk about with my friends too. When you see what people on TV or in your friend group or people in life are accepting in their relationships and stuff, the core of all of this is self-love. A lot of people don't love themselves, and that's why they're ending up in these trash ass relationships, and they're sticking them out in these trash ass relationships. Like, that is the core of everything. If you want to have a good quality of life, a good relationship, you have to love yourself and have boundaries that don't allow you to tolerate any kind of disrespect. You know what I mean? Like, at all. Ramster had a really good comment that I wanted to read to you guys as well. She had said, I think Kail thinks her kids will leave her at some point because she has this abandonment issue. So maybe that's it, right? Like, we were already saying that when it comes to her popping out so many, and anytime they get a little bit independent, she's going to pop out a new one. Well, maybe that's the thing too, right? Like, she knows she's done having kids. At that point, they're going to be, the first stages of adulthood independent. And so she's thinking that, maybe that's it. Maybe her abandonment wound is being triggered right now. And she's feeling like, oh, well, they're not going to need me. I might as well croak. Girl, honestly, I'm kind of concerned for her. I am. Like, what's going on? Thanks, Corey. Thank you. Listen, I'm trying to brighten up for the sun. You know what I'm going to today? On Thursday nights in Paris, they have like these nighttime museum things. So 2 of them are Musée de Quai Branly, and the other one is Palais de Tokyo. So you can go to these big, beautiful, wonderful museums all night. And so that's where I'm going tonight. So I said, listen, let me get some color for this museum. The Musée de Quai Branly is actually my favorite museum here in Paris. It's very underrated. People always talk about the Louvre or Orangerie, etc. But this one is a really, really good one. They have great expositions. I love it so much. So I'm excited to go back. It's going to be like my 3rd or 4th time there. Ramster says, look at Kail's parents. She's brought up loveless. Yeah. And it freaking shows. It shows. It shows, right? I hate that. I really do. I really, 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 truly hate that for her. Again, I don't know. Listen, I was having a good day. Did you all not see how happy I came in here? But talking about this story has been so heavy because the sadness is palpable in this woman, right? It's truly palpable. She's not happy in her skin with how she looks. She's not happy with her love life. She's not happy with anything. Even when she talks to people like Trisha Paytas, etc., like she'll be complaining about her career. From the outside looking in, her career looks pretty damn good, right? Like she's been surviving without the show for a long time or whatever. And she's still not happy. She still wants to be this. It's like, there's a lot of sadness. And, you know, I don't know, it's kind of brought down my vibe too. I need to get it back up for this museum, y'all. Maybe we should go eat some tacos. Ali says, yeah, we're hearing that I'm bow-legged. Exactly. So she's like, yeah, people are saying my daughter's big. Hang on, let me put up a picture of her daughter. This is who we're talking about, y'all. Like, why do people make comments about children's bodies? Like, it's so weird, y'all. It's so freaking weird and creepy. So anyway, this is her in this episode. People said my daughter's big, but you know what? Hopefully she's not as big as me. And she's bow-legged, by the way. Like, what is this stuff? That is absolutely freaking insane, Kail. Like, what? Girl, please don't do this again. This was really, really strange. Do not do this again. This is strange and it's hurtful. Like, I'm hurt on your daughter's behalf because what the hell was that, you know? And exactly, Gail, some people are mean and rude. Like, please do not be your child's first bully. You know what, you guys, speaking of being your child's first bully, I have an account on Lemon8, and I did this article on Trisha Paytas and like some parents being their children's first bully by virtue of the names they choose to give to their children. So Trisha Paytas, what does she name her son? Aquaman. Everyone's going to be making fun of that name. It's not a serious name, right? Like people are going to be like, is that your real name? They're going to be scoffing, and it's going to cause a lot of issues for him throughout his entire life. To me, that's like bullying, right? When you name your daughter like Elvis and another one like Malibu, Barbie Malibu, whatever, like, come on, be serious, be so freaking for real, you know? So anyway, if you guys are on Lemon8, I'm on there under the name Grace Report, and I write some articles that you guys hopefully would enjoy. Lynn says, I am a smaller woman and it makes me self-conscious when people mention my weight. Exactly. Like, I don't like it. Like, please, let's keep things away from body. This, you know what I mean? Like, it sucks. And exactly, it doesn't matter if you're big, you're small, like you are at risk just by virtue of being a person in the society that is so focused and fixated on bodies and looks and youths and stuff. Like, you're at risk of, you know, having body dysmorphia, whether you're a, you know, male or female. Everybody is. So, you know, Valley being thinner is not going to save her from that, right? Like, it's about self-love. Exactly, Venetia. Self-love. Please, please, please. If there's one thing you can teach your children, please let it be self-love. I'm telling you, because the stuff I see and hear, you know, while talking about these things with you guys, right, every single day, weekday on the morning report and whatnot, like a lot of the problems are rooted in a lack of self-love. Kail would not have 7 kids by 4 different men if she loved herself, right? Brittany would not have married Jax Taylor, let alone had a child with him, if she loved herself. You know, like there's so many things like this. So it really needs to be taught, especially in women and girls. So please let that be the one lesson, right? If you can only give one lesson that you share.